The more that you can show the potential clients that you are actually good at what you do, the more you're going to see them start to roll in. So in this video, I'm going to share some realistic jobs that you can get started with today, earning some extra money and working from home. So there's a couple of things that you need, but I'm sure most people do have these. First of all, a laptop. Second, some time. And third, a Wi-Fi connection. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet and stick to the following 4 points for each job that I mention. First of all, what is the job role? Second, what skills or experience might you need? Third, what is your earning potential? And fourth, what I would do today to get started. Be sure to stay to the end of this video because I'm going to give you some bonus points to kind of get you ahead of the rest of the crowd. So the first role that you can get started with today is an English teacher. Now, not the teacher that's probably springing to mind right now, not the English teacher that you had in school, but more so teaching English as a second language. So here you teach English to people in the UK or maybe they're abroad, and you usually do this through a video type chat, such as on Skype or on Zoom, to a group of people or to an individual. So the basic skill that you need for this is being able to speak good English. And you can go through a company, usually that company will request a TEFL certificate, teach English as a foreign language or teaching English as a second language, TESOL, and then you can get started straight away. I personally have one of these certificates. I went on a 3-day course, got the TEFL certificate, and that then gave me a little bit more credibility when it came on to being employed in these sites. However, it's not mandatory that you have this certificate. You can get started with no experience, no certificate, and no degree. So the pay for this type of job can fluctuate. It's generally starting at about £12 per hour. And again, the more reviews and the more referrals that you have, the better you're going to stand out and the higher the rate you can charge. So the easiest way that you can get started with this job is to go straight to the TEFL agencies and get them to get you signed up. A lot of the time they will show you adverts of potential jobs and what exactly they're looking for. And the majority of the time on these type of agencies, a TEFL or a TESOL certificate will be required. So the next role that I want to mention is a virtual assistant. A virtual assistant is basically somebody that is an assistant to an entrepreneur or a business as their client, and their job is managing emails, responding to their emails, maybe putting a little bit of data entry, a bit of digital marketing, making sure that everything is up to books in the administrative side of things. So what are the skills needed? Well, you need a good command of English or whatever language the business requires, and you also need a good command of Microsoft, whether that be Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. You need to have a good understanding of how to work these, and also different email servers such as Gmail and Outlook. It would also be advantageous if you are a quick learner and willing to do a little bit of extra research into best practice. So the general earning potential for this job as a virtual assistant is around £12 per hour, £20,000 to £35,000 per year, depending on whether you're doing this full-time or as more of a side hustle. And again, if you want a greater range of side hustles to choose from, I will link the description here so you can go and check that video out as well. But anyway, it's around about £12 per hour. Again, this can fluctuate. The more referrals and reviews you get, the more you're showing other potential clients that you are a credible person to work with. So what would I do to basically get started in being a virtual assistant? Well, the first thing that I would do is I would look at job posts that are already out there and look at the criteria that they're looking for that virtual or personal assistant. Again, we're talking about working from home here, hence why we say virtual. So look at the job posts, and I'll put some links in the description below to get you started. I personally use Fiverr and TaskRabbit to look for jobs, and you then on these sites create yourself a personal ad, which is basically showcasing all the things that you have to offer. And it's always going to be better if you can put on there a testimonial, even if it means you're having to go and do free work for somebody to get that testimonial. It's always going to put you above the rest of the crowd. So another really common job that I see coming up on the job board is an administrator, or also known as data entry. And it's basically, as it reads, you're entering data into spreadsheets and into databases. So again, the skills means that you need to be able to actually enter data, process this information, maybe even simplify this information, and have a good command of computer skills such as Microsoft Excel. So based on research, the average wage for this is around £10 per hour. And again, this is going to fluctuate depending on your experience, but this is the average on the job boards. So getting started with a job as an administrator is quite easy with the amount of resources that are available online these days, right? So you can go on YouTube or you can go through blogs, and there's tons of websites that will give you free resources of how to actually build up your skill set to be ready for this role. And in order to secure your first post, again, you can go on websites such as PPH or Fiverr or TaskRabbit, and there's many more that you can find to get your first role. Okay, so the next role that I want to mention is a proofreader. Now, a proofreader, or an editor, I guess, is somebody that goes through a piece of written text or typed text, finds the mistakes, and then basically fixes them. So anybody could use this service. It could be an entrepreneur, it could be a business client, it could be an author, the list goes on. So skills to be able to proofread would include a good command of English and a good command of grammar as well. I would definitely say here that you need to have an eye for attention to detail. So your earning potential for an editor or a proofreader would be around £15 per hour. Again, fluctuating with the amount of experience that you might be able to get. So getting started with this, how I would start is again looking at the Freelancer website, and I would even offer my services for free at the beginning just to get some testimonials. Again, the more that you can show the potential clients that you are actually good at what you do, the more you're going to see them start to roll in. So there's been a rise on people working from home. And one of the jobs that's really grown is a customer service agent, a virtual customer service agent. So this is assisting the customer, whether this be through web chat, on the phone, via email. So the skills for this is obviously going to be good customer service. You're going to need to have good communication skills, being able to work well under pressure, general people skills, and also obviously computer skills. So the average wage for a customer service agent is going to be around £10 per hour. So getting started as a customer service agent might involve going onto job boards and kind of searching in your local area or abroad, because think about it, if you're a virtual customer service agent, you can pretty much be anywhere in the world, and I'm sure you might have experienced this in your own use of customer service, that a lot of the time they are not actually from your local area. So those are the 5 job roles that I'm going to be sharing today, and I know, because I've dabbled in a few of them, they could potentially earn you extra income. As with any job, it is going to take some work, so I'll put a little disclaimer in there, but you do not need a degree and you don't need much, if any, experience whatsoever. So well done, you've stuck with me until this point. So here are the bonus tips that I promised to you at the beginning of the video. So first thing, when you go onto the job board after you finish this video, you are going to find get rich quick schemes. You're going to find employers that are trying to get some kind of money from you in order for them to then pay you afterwards. Try to avoid these, because 9 times out of 10 they just want your details. They can put that into their email list and then obviously feed you things later on, so just be very wary with that one. Okay, the second bonus tip I'm going to give you is, if you have tons and tons of time, or you're just sat there on the couch watching a movie maybe, surveys are abundance on these job sites, and you will soon see that. They don't pay that well, but considering all you're having to do is filling a survey, you could potentially get paid for doing that. What pays a little bit better are focus groups. Now there might be focus groups in your local area, so you need to research that, and again I'll put some links below where you can find out what focus groups are and where you can find those, but again they pay a little bit better than the surveys themselves. And the third thing with all of these jobs, I believe that networking is key. And a lot of the times they'll have free networking events in your local area, or if not, then you've got Facebook groups for pretty much anything nowadays. So try to network, try to get your name out there, so again you're building that credibility and people are more likely to hire and refer you. So thanks for sticking with me, guys. I wish you all the best in starting your work from home job. See ya.